Hey y'all, I'm back with my Chinese Gibson and I'm going to talk about all the upgrades that I made to it, how much some of this stuff costs, and I'm going to mix in some photos with it, and we'll discuss any of the options that I've put on it or things that you're thinking about doing to your guitar to make it playable or to bring it up to the standards that you want to have it. So at the top of it, I bought new tuners from GFS, locking tuners, black Spurzl style. They cost me 35 bucks, and I can't really say enough good things about these tuners. I've never had locking tuners before, so I wanted to give them a try, and these ones are really good. I love them. The only thing to be concerned about is the spacing on the peg. It's going to be the offset, so depending on what kind of tuners came with yours, it might be the top and bottom or just the bottom peg. These had Grovers before, fake Grovers. So that might bother you if there's the thing. I'm just going to color that in. I don't know if you can tell, I didn't do a paint job on it yet. Next on the list is the truss rod cover. Just bought a Gibson one. Had to fill the holes. They didn't quite fit the old one, so I refilled the holes and put the new screws in. It fits fine. It looks like 10,000 times better. Pretty happy with that. That was only 10 bucks, so not a big deal. Next on the list, I bought a tusk nut for it. The nut that came with it, a plastic Chinese nut, was cut improperly. The string slots were too deep on a couple of them. I couldn't get it to couldn't get the action proper on it, so that had to go for sure. So I worked my way down to the bridge. I bought Wilkinson roller bridge. This one came from GFS as well, and I love it. I really like this bridge. It comes with the metric post spacings, so you can slip it on to the original bushings if you want to. It was a bit tight. A couple people that I've watched videos on had to drill it out a little bit. I managed to get it on, but once this thing's on, it's really solid. It's a little tricky to get the intonation. Once you get the hang of it, it's okay, but working that Allen key in between the strings it's a little tiresome, but you get used to it, I suppose. After that, we got the GFS tailpiece, kind of a matching combo. I did if you can't tell, I'm doing a whole black on red kind of color scheme here. So I bought this all brass curved tailpiece. This one fits into the original bushings as well. I actually left the bushings in for both of them, even though they came with extras. I didn't mind the bit of chrome underneath. I might switch them out at some point, just haven't bothered as of yet. This tailpiece is really nice. The old one was okay, but this is really awesome. Between the tailpiece, the bridge, and this nut, I can't tell you how much more resonant this guitar is. It really it's night and day, I have to tell you. Screwing directly into the post, just the solid, whatever the material is, it made the guitar like sound a lot better acoustically. I bought the knobs from Philadelphia Luthier Tools, and I also have, if you can see that, I'll show you the pictures too. I bought position markers too. I have them on another guitar. I just really like them, so I use the position markers as washers on there. That was really great. That's a really great site, that Philadelphia Luthier Tools. I know it's probably nothing. They sent me this little card with my order, and I thought it was so awesome. It's just got a little guide here for string height, pickup height, and then conversions for metric to decimals, and also to millimeters, which is helpful because these Chinese guitars are all in the metric system, which is in Canada, but everything made in the States is the opposite. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing. The major project that I did with this guitar is I rewired the whole thing. The wiring that was in it was probably okay, and most guys don't even bother changing the wiring, but I wanted to I wanted to try out the push-pulls. So I got a wiring diagram. I ordered up a wiring harness kit, which didn't come built, so I soldered it myself. This is my first shot at soldering anything really, and it doesn't look too hot inside there, but it works well. So that cost me 65 bucks, and that came with CTS pots for the volume and push-pull alpha pots with orange drop caps to go with it. I reused some of the wiring from the Chinese guitar. It also came with some wiring too, so that was a pretty cool project. And the pickups have made quite a big difference. In the neck position, I've got a DiMarzio. They're both DiMarzios. I've got the 36th anniversary PAF, and in the bridge I've got the Super Distortion pickup. And I can't tell you how much different this animal of a guitar is. My original intention was to do sort of a tone comparison before and after, but I don't think it's fair. It's a completely different guitar now. This guitar is super heavy. This Super Distortion is really quite the hot pickup. I really love it. And plus, with my new wiring scheme, the push-pulls, it's just made it so versatile. And not that I'm that hot of a guitar player, but just lots of options to play with. And so don't be scared. I mean, you order a guitar from China, and to me it was a project that I could just have at without worrying about screwing it up too badly, and it's been great for that. So it took me a while to figure some stuff out on my own, but I've learned quite a bit in the last few months modifying this, talking to guys on YouTube, checking a lot of websites for stuff. I'm not sure if I mentioned what all the things cost here. The bridge and tailpiece were 30 bucks each, something like that. The wiring package was 60 bucks, and the pickups were 70 bucks each. I spent around $350 on upgrades to my Chibson, and I think it was worth it for me. You probably don't need to spend that much to get it playable, depending on what kind of condition it comes in. For me, I needed a new nut for sure. That had to happen, and I really didn't like the bridge. I don't like that retaining wire on the Tune-o-matic, and it was rattling and it didn't sound good, and I know it annoys a lot of guys as well. And the pickups had to get swapped out. They were not waxed, they were really microphonic, and I just hated them. I thought about trying to wax dip them myself, but I wasn't feeling that ambitious at this point. As I was going through and doing more work on it, I did realize that this probably could use a fret job. Nothing major, but there are some frets that are a little bit high, especially the 12th fret in particular is high. This gives me a real hard time when I'm trying to set the action on it. I'm probably going to take that down a little bit myself. A couple high ones, a couple low ones. It's making the action a little bit high, but nothing that's causing me any trouble. I don't know if you can see that, but it's can you hear that? It's pretty high on this side. It's about the same on the other side, so I'm gonna have to address that. I forgot to mention the bridge. You probably can't see it in the video, but it is pretty much on the treble side. It's right to the deck. It's right to the deck, and the action isn't quite to spec where you'd want it. It's a touch high, maybe, you know, 1/3 of a millimeter or something. It might make a difference to somebody, maybe not, but that's another consideration with this Wilkinson bridge. I could probably bring it down a little bit more if I push the bushings in, and I might do that, but for now it's playing pretty good, so I'm not gonna monkey with it too much. So that's about it. Any questions? If you want to know what the spacings are, or measurements, or where I bought some of this stuff from, let me know. I'll help you out. A lot of guys have helped me out. and I hope that gives you some insight as to what you're going to want to do with it, or what you can do with it, I guess. Most guys seem to be hot rodding these things for less than $100. So I would say probably a new nut and some new pickups. You could probably get both for under $100. If you can do the work yourself, you're golden. The wiring probably doesn't need to get changed if you're not fussy about that. I just did it for a project, like I said, for fun. Some guys have great tuners, some guys report that they're shit. So other than that, I recommend all the pieces that I bought for it myself, and we'll see what she sounds like. Cheers.